Hey, Georgia, you better come get your girl. She's off the rails again. If you didn't think, okay, that her entire heartbeat was a manufacturing of, I don't know, Big Pharma or some shit like that, I can't even remember how stupid that was. But don't worry, okay, just as that one faded into the past, she came out with a real banger right here. You think inflation is bad? Well, guess what? Stacey Abrams, she's got a solution for you, okay? Just abort your kids. Sorry, what? No. She didn't say that. Fact checkers are saying, no, she didn't say that, okay? We could just, let her say it in her own words and just have her reaffirm that. But hey, man, tomato, she's still going to lose to Brian Kemp again and then go and complain about how the election was stolen from her. It's fine that you can talk about, previous elections, but if you talk about 2020, anyways. Stacey Abrams' closing argument: weather inflation by aborting all your children. We got a nice opinion piece right here from the good folks at the Washington Examiner. Stacey Abrams is running for governor of Georgia, mostly on the grounds of abortion. I've said this once and I'll say it again. Running on a platform using the midterm elections as a referendum on abortion, on the overturning of Roe v. Wade, on the Dobbs decision. It's stupid. It's a fringe issue that's only popular with the people who are going to vote Democrat anyways in the deep blue cities. Like, when it comes to rural people, most of the people don't give a shit about abortion, okay? Half of the women don't like it, and then a large majority of the other half who do appreciate abortion in some form or fashion want some sort of restrictions on it, okay? Because they recognize that life begins probably before the kid exits the vaginal canal or gets cut out of the fucking uterus, okay? Christ almighty, if you want to run on a I don't care all the way up to and after that kid escaping, you can go ahead and abort him. It's like, that shit ain't gonna fucking fly anywhere. I don't know what you're doing with this stuff, like... Get your girl. Come get your girl. Well, abortion is an issue. I would assume it nowhere reaches the level of interest for voters of the cost of gas, food, bread, milk, things like that. Mike Barnacle? Strange name, but yeah, no, it's Barnacle. On MSNBC said to Abrams, okay, what could you do as governor to alleviate the concerns of Georgia voters about those livability, daily, hourly issues that they're confronted with? Okay, so this was the line of questioning Mike was going after. So how did Abrams shoot back on this? Abrams went back to abortion, though. Let's be clear. Having children is why you're worried about the price of price for gas. No, having a job, needing to get to the job, and then justified if you're just making enough money in order to pay for the gas to get to the job, then you start to worry about the price for gas. But Stacey Abrams probably hasn't had to pay for gas for a long time because she's had some sort of fucking government income for a long time. You take a look at her family and who she's, unfortunately fucking, sorry to that guy. She hasn't had to worry about the price of anything, the pallet of food that she eats every day. The amount of money it takes her tractor trailer to roll her across Georgia to campaign. Like, she doesn't care about any of that stuff, dude. Okay, so, like, I don't care about the price of gas. All my vehicles use diesel. Like, oh, Jesus Christ. Fucking dumb. It's why you're worried about how much food costs. For women, this is not a reductive issue. You can't divorce being forced to carry an unwanted pregnancy for an economic realities of having a child. Yeah, that pretty much reads like, if your costs are going up because of inflation, don't have kids. And if you're expecting one, if you trip down the stairs, it wouldn't be the worst thing for your pocketbook. What the fuck is going on? Chew on this answer for a moment. The surface layer of Abrams' answer is that inflation shouldn't matter so much, the skyrocketing prices of something that people ought to be able to shrug off. Why can't people shrug it off easily, as Stacey Abrams would like? Because of abortion laws, she says. How do people protecting unborn babies with heartbeats make inflation more painful? Because they result in people having families, and feeding a family is more expensive than feeding yourself. Objection, feeding Stacey Abrams is a full-time job, okay? It's probably, it might seem like a reasonable amount of food for your average person, but she could also, fully cater a buffet spread. Just saying. This argument is perverse in many ways. I could think of one major one, but let's see what they point out here. For starters, Abrams is advocating abortion as birth control. Yeah, exactly. That should be the final step in the line, okay? Like, I don't need to lay out my position. I just need to reinforce that there are 29 different ways for women to have birth control. There's 2 ways for men, and If one slips past the goalie, you should be able to know within about, I don't know, that first couple of weeks, okay, if anything has gone sideways and if you've been taking more loads than the local laundromat. You should probably be able to put two and two together, but okay, cool. He's also advocating abortion is a counter-inflationary measure. Yeah, bread prices doubled in 24 months. No big deal. Just abort little Emma, and your budget can stay on track. But yeah, all of the fact checkers have been out there, okay, and they've told us 1,000% that this isn't what she meant by this, okay? And the fact that she continues to make her campaign all about abortion, like this, who does this appeal to, okay? And this is another thing that just Democrats, whenever they are out on the campaign trail, like we just talked about a couple of videos ago with Biden going out there and not paying attention to how many campaign stops he makes. And it's like, I've been to Delaware a bunch. There's nobody campaigning in Delaware. Shut up. But this is what the backdrop for any campaign stop is. You can't show the crowd because there isn't any. It's just a bunch of media people and then, empty chairs, or at least places where they can put their coats. But you get all these women, and it kind of looks like the audition room for a fucking McDonald's commercial, holding up a whole bunch of fucking restore Roe, elect Democrats, restore Roe. Cool. Okay, if we're just allowed to extrapolate on this position, Roe v. Wade was overturned during a time when the Democrats had control of the Senate, they had control of the House, they had control of the presidency. So why would you vote for something that led to your precious Roe v. Wade being overturned? Doesn't make a hell of a lot of sense, now does it? But that's all right. They think that you're stupid anyways, that by somehow bringing back Roe v. Wade in some form or fashion will make abortions legal again. They're still going to be legal, and they're still going to be permissible in more than half of the country, or more than half of the states around the country, okay? You're going to have a total and free access in at least half of the states, and then some restrictions in on or around the first trimester, or at least the first month and change in most of those states as well. There's like a handful of states at best that have total closed Planned Parenthood. If you want to get an abortion, invest in fucking wire coat hangers, because that's the only way that you're doing that, unless, of course, you take up the offer of many of the big companies that are around there, because they realize that, women make really good employees at like the middle manager level and below. And yeah, instead of training somebody else, we'll just go ahead and finance a $4,000 trip. We'll get you flued out to California, get you on the big suck, and then bring you right back, okay? We'll even supply a box of Kleenex for a little flushy there when you decide to come back to work, okay? Take as long as you need, just as long as you come back. So yeah, you can either do that, or just hop in the car and go like to one state or another. Like, shit's not that fucking far away, okay? We pointed to one area, like the Louisiana, Alabama little area right there, where it could be a little bit of a bitch to try to find anywhere that you can get, like a third term scrape. But it's like, that's going to be a little tough, justifiably so, because that is, I don't know how you rationalize that not being a kid at that point, but you do you out there. It's kind of like the rationalization tactics of the White House, who, boy, I don't know, man, that gay black lady who's not Stacey Abrams, she likes dick in some form or fashion, and it's got to be that BBC right there, because you see all that cushion that's there. Whoo, buddy, I wouldn't do that with even Mandingo's dick, but... No, what's her name? Karine Jean-Pierre, something like that. Like, that bitch doesn't answer any fucking questions, okay? Because she checks off so many die boxes, okay? Diversity, inclusion, and equity boxes, those ones right there. I'm not saying anything like that, And if you hear banging and shit in the background, my neighbor's getting a new roof, so that's going to be fun for the next couple of days. Oh, I just want to kill everybody. But I won't, because then that'll lead to the third strike on the channel, and eventually when this gets put up to YouTube. God, I'm so sick of all this shit. But who knows, maybe because I'm feeling a little down lately, I should just get an abortion. Apparently that fixes everything, in the words of Stacey Abrams. But the White House, they ain't gonna comment about, Stacey Abrams' latest kerfuffle. White House Press Secretary, gay black lady, on Wednesday refused to comment on Georgia gubernatorial candidate Stacey Abrams' suggestion that abortion can help alleviate inflation pressures. She's like, I don't even know how to answer that. Sorry, man. I just, tough titties, I guess. President Joe Biden has endorsed Abrams as the Democratic Georgia candidate for governor, but Jean-Pierre would not say when asked that the president agrees with Abrams' stance. I did not see your comments on this, so I don't know the context of this. Can you just move on to the next fucking question? Again, I would want to be careful because this is a political debate. Yeah, be careful about this stuff because we don't know about the president's position when it comes to this type of stuff. Anyways, and it's related to the midterm and elections. So I'm gonna add Norton. Wow, just when you thought that Jen Psaki's massive tits wouldn't be missed in any form or fashion, but at least that bitch could string along a sentence, and she even had that convenient little catchphrase. Say it with me, circle back. What does Jean-Pierre have? I don't know, pretty decent palm tree cosplay down pat? I'm not going to comment on that. Yeah, that's nice. Abrams has made abortion a key platform for her race for governor. Polls show that the economy and inflation are far bigger concerns for voters. And that's even what NBC was trying to push her. They need a little bit more force because that's a big bitch. Push her down that area. But yeah, man, she wasn't going to be doing that. What do you think about soaring prices? Kill more kids. Thanks. All right, so moving on, next segment. With inflation at record highs not seen for decades. Yes, the last time that there was a one-term Democratic president. Can't think of the name. It currently escapes me. He's still alive for whatever fucking reason. You know, don't wish anything bad on him. Oh, God, watch us say that, and then all of a sudden the motherfucker drops dead. When asked earlier on Wednesday if Georgians care more about the cost of living pressures caused by inflation, Abrams insisted that abortion is part of the equation. Yeah, we already talked about that. Abrams added that for women of childbearing age, having a child is absolutely an economic issue. Well, I would also throw it to the fact that, okay, let's just say, okay, this is a 20-something, okay, mid-20-something, in a successful relationship. They're all married. They've planned the kid and all that stuff. Is that an economic burden on her or her husband? Okay, and that's a burden that should be, afforded to the husband. Okay, successful relationship, you're starting a family and all that stuff. He should be taking care of her and the kid as well. Not really a burden on her, but okay, I digress. And even if it is a single mother, like 40% of kids now in today's day and age are born to a single mother, who ends up bearing the burden? Who makes this an economic issue? Taxpayers, because there's how many different areas of support within, the welfare state that's out there. They're fucking endless, okay? So here's another thing. Here's just something that probably doesn't pass a smell test for a lot of people. You take a look around, you survey the situation. You never really see a homeless lady with kids. You can see it on, sensationalized commercials that are out there. Women just living out of their cars, or, it's just a real bootstrap story in Hollywood that'll have you out there, okay? I think there was a a Lopez movie about that, and I was like, oh yeah, really inspirational. See how little I fucking care. But there are so many safety nets out there for fucking single mothers that they're always taken care of. It's never an economic issue for them, okay? Everybody comes to the aid of a single mother. But then at the end of the day, if that kid does manage to make something out of themselves, they'll always heap praise on that fucking single mother who made so many terrible decisions in life, saying, oh, she struggled, man. She really made the best of a bad situation, man. Now we're just getting away from, stupid Stacey Abrams. We got to get back to this because she's doubling down on this stuff. Of course she is. Abrams' primary opponent, the incumbent Republican governor, Brian Kemp, said Abrams wants abortion without limits to fix Joe Biden's 40-year high inflation. Well, if the shoe fits. However, he said his plan to address inflation is to suspend the gas tax, spend $1 billion back to taxpayers, pass a property tax rebate for homeowners, and implement the largest tax cut in state history. Wow, somebody who actually has a plan instead of just saying, oh yeah, no, inflation's bad, but it's worse for the women most affected. All right then, cool. Have fun losing by an even bigger margin this time around. But hey, better luck next time, okay? 2026 is calling. Better fucking file your paperwork. Make sure it's filled out appropriately in case diabetes takes your eyes. File early, file often, right, Stacey? Anyways, so with all that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.